everybody. This is Dr. Madiha Saeed, board certified integrative holistic family physician, coming to you live to talk about carbs. Yay! I'm in a different location today, so the sun is shining behind us, but it's okay because it's a beautiful day. Mwah! So let's go ahead and talk. I know I'm a little early, so we'll wait for people to jump on. Let's see if I can set this up a little bit better. Yay! Where we can go ahead and talk, because I know we've been talking a lot about, what kind of foods, because every time that you put food in your body, you want to make sure that it fits 3 criteria, right? You want to make sure that it heals your gut, keeps your glucose, insulin, and hormone balanced, and also you want to make sure that it keeps it and is the most nutrient-dense foods that you can possibly talk about. So that is what we're going to talk about food today. Yay! Come join me. This is so much fun. So again, for those that are just joining me, thank you. It's my honor. Thank you guys so much for your time. This is so exciting. So my name is Dr. Madiha Saeed. I'm a board certified integrative holistic family physician, and I was trained in the conventional medical setting, realized very early on, right after residency, I joined this medical practice where under one roof there was all these amazing holistic practitioners that brought me up to speed of what conventional medicine had sort of left behind, especially when it came to chronic conditions. And that's what I realized, that conventional medicine is great for acute conditions, but when it comes to chronic conditions, we really don't have a good handle on it. And I realize that just by applying lifestyle skills and fixing deficiencies and aiding the body's ability to heal, putting the body back into balance, you can heal not one symptom, but then all of them simultaneously, because you're actually getting to the root cause of those chronic symptoms. So even if you're dealing with headaches, visual changes, nausea, vomiting, skin rash, autoimmunity, thyroid issues, headaches, eye issues, joint pain, any of those can lead to inflammation that can cause your chronic symptoms. So, targeting that inflammation is the key to your renewed health. And that is what we have been talking about in my book, The Holistic RX, Your Guide to Healing Chronic Inflammation and Disease. Yes, I know somebody told me they could lift with this. But remember, your chronic symptoms are due to this fire that's raging in your body. And deficits in any of these can lead to inflammation that can cause chronic illness. So I always make sure that we immediately, when somebody wakes up in the morning, they say 10 things that they're thankful for every single solitary morning. It helps change your body to more of a subconsciously positive instead of subconsciously negative mood. Keeping those people around you that will support you and love you and want to see you thrive, not the other way around. So making sure you keep sleep a priority, stress management, making sure we're incorporating at least some sort of stress management skill into your daily routine on a daily basis. Detoxifying, make sure that you keep the world inside and around you all, clean and natural as possible. And then this is where we're talking about the gut health, because when we have the wrong types of foods, when we're in chronic stress, it actually leads to inflammation of the gut. And 70 to 80% of the immune system lies in the gut. So really, if you have a chronic condition, food is your medicine. And that is what's really going to heal you. All the other conventional medicines will help, sort of, but they won't really address the underlying root condition, and that's where your lifestyle comes into play. And that's where healing the gut, making sure that you're eating a very nutrient-dense diet, will help you get rid of the fire of chronic inflammation and disease. So go ahead and ask me some questions. I'm here for you for the next 20 minutes or so. But we've been talking about, again, the food, and how food, when it needs to be, make sure that you're eating enough vegetables, protein, and healthy fats at each meal, because those things will help, those parts of the meal will help you to heal the gut, balance your insulin and glucose levels, and even balance other hormones, along with B, are the most nutrient-dense foods that will help heal you, not hurt you. So, I hope that was just a recap. We talked about vegetables, we talked about protein, we talked about healthy fats, we talked about all these amazing components of what your plate needs to look like, right? And we talked about herbs, talked about what you should drink, lots of water, and other types of teas. So those are all in my past Facebook Lives. So today, you're like, but where are the carbs? Oh, so sad, right? And especially with this, you know, you hear this frenzy about the low carb diet. Is it good? Is it bad? And, you know, but guess what? I'm telling you that carbs are actually good. What? I know, carbs are really good. But I know you've heard that carbs can lead to like insulin resistance and heart disease. But guess what? That's what we need to talk about. Because carbs are actually a little more complicated than just carbs. And there's multiple types of different carbs, right? And there are we call those like the slow release carbs, and then those like the fast ones that just basically like, you know, the stuff that just raises your blood sugar level and then drops it really fast, right? Because carbs we want to talk about are the carbs that I want you to eat and our fresh fruits and vegetables, because they're full of these phytonutrients like carotenoids and flavonoids and polyphenols and all those words that you probably heard in the past. But they really help to improve nearly all health problems, including dementia, obesity, diabetes, aging. Ideally, 75% of your carb intake should actually come from non-starchy vegetables. And I know you're like, wait, you tricked me. We already talked about vegetables. But this is what I really wanted to reiterate, that when we think, oh my gosh, we're not getting any carbs, there are carbs in vegetables, there's carbs in fruit, there's carbs in sweet peas, there's carbs in all of these. So it's basically, we just got to change our mentality for not to just going through like the carbs of donuts and breads and pastas and sweets and all those other things that are probably making most of you water. But all of those amazing foods that we need to incorporate are fruits, vegetables, because those do have great carbs, and those are slow carbs, right? And that's what we need to really choose, because these slow carbs actually help to balance and stabilize blood sugar levels. They help to slow the absorption of, like, you know, because the fiber in all these things helps to feed the friendly flora in your gut and scrubs your intestine, thus supporting a healthy digestive tract. We should at least have about, 30 to 50 grams of fiber per day, and you can easily get that from legumes and nuts and seeds, vegetables, low glycemic fruits, and then focusing on, just all these low glycemic plant foods, all carbs, your weight can normalize also. So remember, when it comes to carbs, you want to also make sure that you're eating tons of colors. So colorful carbs, not the donut kind, not all the fake stuff, but all these colorful carbs like green and yellow and red, right? And all of those amazing things. So for example, like when we think green carbs, what are those green carbs? The green carbs are broccoli, asparagus, spinach, chard, cabbage. Yes, they all have carbs in them. Seaweed, right? All carbs. And then we have yellow carbs. So yellow, and those can be from like fiber-rich nutrients like legumes or dark berries, fruit, red carbs, which are like, squashes and beets. I love beets. Like the best type of carb. Yum. Delicious. And then even like there's fruit. Right? So all of those fruits. But what we really want to avoid is those forbidden carbs. And those are like the ones with gluten in them, the processed food, or we also known as frankenfoods. And that is like those, like anything that's highly processed, manufactured in a lab. Even sometimes dried fruit is too much, because dried fruit raises your blood sugar level and it's really concentrated. So only a very limited amount of that. But all of that, remember, I think I posted earlier on my feed that even sugar, fruit has sugar in it. Fruit has carbs in it. So it's really important to make sure that you choose wisely on the carbs that you're going to be eating, right? And, but in my family, like for example, if once we have our vegetable, our protein, and our healthy fats, because remember, every meal should have a veggie, protein, healthy fat. Then they're like, we want a carb source. And that's the kind of stuff that my kids either go for a fruit, or like, for example, I wish you guys had like a smell, like a meter on here, because I just cooked some pumpkin bread. And that too, I put 3 cups of almond flour and 1 can of organic pumpkin, like 15 ounces, and half a cup of honey, half a cup of almond butter, 6 eggs, and pumpkin pie spice, 1 teaspoon of pumpkin pie spice, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of salt. So yeah, that's how easy it is. And we can smell it. I know it's not pumpkin, but it's still pretty cold here. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to bring it all out. And that's like the best way that my kids get the vegetable and the carb source all together. Because again, honey, all these things have carb. So, and then my kids don't even miss the bread. They don't miss the rice because of the fact that they're getting this delicious bread type substance afterwards. So I hope that helps to explain. Or my kids, well, yesterday, if you saw, we were at the pool in the morning, and that was a lot of fun. And then we went to STEM night later on. So that's the kind of stuff that I do. Those are quick, like those almond flour crackers. Again, those are all carbs, right? But they're good kind of carbs. There's no grain tortilla chips. There are all of these a different type of seed crackers, right? That all are amazing source of carbohydrates. Because the reason I don't give my kids grains, the reason I don't give them a lot of, like for example, like rice and pastas and all that stuff, because of the fact that they don't eat their vegetables. And those are the vegetables, and the protein and the healthy fats is what really is going to help heal you. So I hope that answers some of your questions. I'll go ahead and answer. Thank you guys all for the heart love. Thank you. So that is what, let me see. Oh, then there's also another type of carbohydrate that my kids get on very rare special occasion. And I use like chickpea pasta, really, or lentil pasta. There's a lentil pasta that's just plain lentils, and chickpea pasta that's really just plain chickpea. And I mix that with just like, spaghetti sauce and ground beef, and the voila, and that's something that, again, is something I keep as backup. So I will go ahead and see if you guys have any other questions. We talked about the carbs. I know that was a little but if you guys have any questions about carbs, please let me know, because good fiber in those pastas. So yeah, there has lentils in them. So hi, Hannah. How are you? So those pastas are really good, and they're really tasty. But again, because they're pretty carby, I don't do a lot of them, and I leave it for special occasions only for my family. Again, my kids snack on apples. They're happy to have an apple with peanut butter in the morning with a bowl of sauerkraut. I know they're funny, but that's really, if I don't have enough time, that's what my kids do. Simple, easy, fast, quick, so much fun. So I hope that answered a lot of your questions. I'm heading out, and remember to like and share this video, share it with all those that you love, because we need to give other people hope that there's another way to eat what's right for your body, not what's wrong for your body, to not put junk in your body, because otherwise you'll just get junk out, and to show that this body is a blessing and taking care of it is the best that we know how, is the best that we to do. Yeah, and we'll go ahead and I think if you go back to my previous posts, I've shared my pumpkin recipe bread. So pumpkin bread recipe. There we go. So just only a couple, Kathy, of those dates, because again, not even a couple, like 1 or 2 is more than enough as just a treat, because of the fact that, and what are low glycemic fruits? Low glycemic fruits are your oranges, your blueberries, even watermelon is lower glycemic, apples, peaches, all those. So I hope that helps. And, but then I've also created like infographics. I would love your advice on how those infographics are going. I'm going to keep on creating some more this weekend, so hopefully I get a fresh batch in the next couple of weeks. And let me know how else I can help. I'm actually working on a show right now, so there's a lot of things that are in the works. I know, it's so exciting. And remember, for those that you don't know, this is called The Holistic RX, your guide to healing chronic inflammation and disease. And I talk about 80 conditions in here, all their homeopathics, acupressure points, and aromatherapy for 80 conditions. So I hope that it helps out. I do have recipes at the back of my book also, and I believe, I don't know if the pumpkin bread is in this one. I think I created that one afterwards. But we are working on, me and one of my really good friends are working on a recipe book right now. So much amazing, easy ways to heal coming right up. I'm trying to keep it as easy, fast, cost-effective as possible. I will see you guys later. Thank you. Have a great Thursday. Bye.